Happy Monday, everybody. Lee Godbold with Junk Removal Authority. Oftentimes, I make these videos because there's something going on in my life or with my business at any given point, and I feel like that I've made mistakes in the past that I know how to correct now, but it's taken a long time to correct them and handle stuff correctly. So, and I would love for somebody to have posted about it, me to come across the video in the past, because that would save me a lot of time and effort on figuring this stuff out on my own. One thing that's very common in business, especially a very young business that's strapped for resources, you don't have as many people as you necessarily need. You don't have as much money as you need. You don't just have as much general resources as you need to get things done extremely fast. What happens is you get this huge list of tasks, huge list of projects that have to get worked on. You're trying to get it done as quickly as possible because you want to finish this stuff up and make all of your customers happy. But what happens is you get so many projects built up, you take a look at the list, and there's a couple things that happen. Number one, you might be so damn overwhelmed, you don't start any of it. You're like, well, what should I be doing first? You spend more time trying to figure out what your priorities are and what you need to work on instead of just wrapping it up. Second thing that happens is you try and do too much stuff. And you go out of order. So let's say you got 8 projects to do and you try and work on 5, 6, 7, 8 of them all at the same time, doing a little here, a little here, a little here, a little there. What happens is every time you go from here, focusing your attention there, you're looking over there. You go here, you're looking there. You go here, you're looking there. You go back here, then you go back here, then you go back here. What's happening is it's taking you, in the case of looking, it takes you a second or two to process what you're seeing. In the case of doing projects, if you change from project to project, it can be minutes. It can be 10 minutes that it takes away, where you lose your focus. You're having to retrain what you're working on. Oftentimes, what you yourself are working on, third thing. The third thing is what happens is, in order to get stuff done, you maybe cut quality back a little bit too much. Now, guys, listen, you never want to be a perfectionist in business. If you're a perfectionist, you're just not going to simply get enough done. And by the time it gets done, somebody else has already beat you to it. They've done a better job. What you're working on has become irrelevant. But what you don't want to have happen is you have so much going on that you're pushing these projects out. They're getting pushed out with issues. They're getting pushed out incorrectly. It's not as good a work as you're capable of putting out. And that's a mistake as well. A lot of this deadlines you're trying to meet on customers, when you incorrectly do that kind of stuff, you could lose them as customers. And it's something we've been guilty of in the past and fairly recently, but you kind of recognize it and you say, okay, we just need to start working through these issues. And sometimes growth, if you're growing really, really fast, you got all these new projects coming in, you need to add resources, borrow money if you have to, do what you have to keep up. But this doesn't necessarily just apply to junk removal. Oftentimes, customers can wait a little longer than they really want to. They want to use you, but they just decide, you tell them, hey, in order for me to get this done correctly, it's going to be, several days, several weeks, depending on what you're working on. If you hold tight, we're going to get this done 100% right for you. You're going to love what you see, but, we need to take that little bit of extra time to get stuff done. What I'm saying is, you do want to prioritize your task, and maybe you have buckets of priorities, because you're going to have a lot of stuff. You're like, damn, every single one of these is important. And if you have that, if that's the case, you can try and figure out, if you can't figure it out immediately, what's the most important, just start working through that list one at a time. Try not to shift your focus back and forth. Don't look at all the work that has to get done. Just chip away one at a time. You look at the whole deal, it's going to overwhelm you. One at a time, you chip away the task, and you're going to become an extremely successful business owner. And hopefully you learn from this video a lot quicker than I did. Entrepreneurs, it's great to have a lot of tabs open. It's great to be working on a lot of different things, but you want to make sure you have the resources in place to properly handle that. Ideally, if you have a whole list of things that need to get done, a lot of it can be passed off to the correct people to knock out those things as quick as possible. You focus on just a few things. You ain't gonna have that luxury when you first get started. You're gonna be responsible to do it all. You just gotta start chipping away, baby. You chip away, you're gonna make it work. So listen, hey, enjoyed each and every one of you from watching. Please subscribe to our channel. Just crossed 1,100 subscribers, a little piddly 1,100 subscribers. Please subscribe. We're going to keep putting out some great content. If you guys have any questions or anything you'd like us to cover, please let us know. Thanks again, guys. Again, this is Lee Godbold with Junk Removal Authority. Be back before you know it.